Hello, welcome back to 3D Drawing for Model Railway. In today's lesson, I'm going to move on to the other version of the wagon, the one with the shorter handrails at the end. Also, if you look at the pictures, it's got an open frame design here as well. So that'll be quite an interesting little design to try and add in here. So we're going to be working on one of the new bodies that we created. So this is as far as we got without the end handrails on this one. And we're basically going to be working on the end here, and then we can mirror obviously across to the other side. So if we spin around and we'll look at the top and zoom in on this. So what we're looking to do here is create this open frame design. Now you can see this large cross member goes across here, and that's in line with where the tapered end on the side frame is, which is going to be quite useful for drawing the first of the lines. So if we create a sketch on the end here, I'm just going to create in line with this tapered edge. Just going to draw a line across the wagon to the midpoint. I'm turning 3D sketch off there because I don't want to start going up into 3Ds. That's why I was giving the origin design there. Okay, so what do we next need to do? Probably need a line coming along the side of the frame here. So I'm going to again let's get back into that sketch for doing it. So I'm going to select a line. I'm going to draw it all the way to the end. I'm going to define the position of that line from the side. I'm just going to give it a 1mm 1mm bracing there. And that's going to act as this side frame here. So the next thing we need is I'm going to draw this line or this beam coming across here. And that's obviously just offset from the midpoint. So the midpoint's going to be here, and I'm going to draw. I'm going to go for about that position there. And I'm going to draw another line that's parallel to it. And the distance between the two lines, again, I want to be 1mm. So now I need to try and sort of work out how far across that looks from the midpoint. Now I'm thinking that gap maybe looks about 18 inches. So I'm going to say that I want that gap there to be about 1.8mm, which will give us about 3.6 in total between the two. Okay, so the next thing that I want is I want a diagonal brace. It's not going to go all the way to the corner, it's going to be offset slightly, but it's going to start in this corner here. So I'm going to start there, and I'm going to bring it, actually wait a minute, I want to come across the front here first actually. So we're having that end support there, so I'm going to go across there, and again I'm going to go for a 1mm beam just so it's got a bit of thickness and support, and then I'm going to draw the diagonal lines in. I'm going to come like this. Okay, define the distance between those two as 1mm. Let's define the angle in there. So I'm going to go for 100 degrees, and then I want to use the parallel constraint to match these two together, so they're in parallel. Okay, so then we're going to have another brace that comes across. You'll see how all this comes together shortly. I'm going to go for this position here. And how far does it go? Just this first part. Again, defining that 1mm. I'm probably going to move this down slightly actually. Go 5.5 mm. Okay, so let's work out what's not defined on this. Probably going to be distance there. So I'm going to go 0.7 just to make that a nice even number. So that looks like that's going to be everything. I'm going to actually leave. No, I'm going to draw that separate as a plate afterwards, I think. So I'm going to then extrude these four, and that will leave us the brace in there. So extrude that underneath. We'll cut it all out. And then we've got the brace design going on there. And then for this plate on the top here, I'm literally just going to draw it as a plate. So I'm going to create a sketch on the top. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, it goes all the way to the side. I'm going to draw a line from there to there, and then back again. And then we can select this and extrude that upwards. I'm just going to come up maybe 0.2 to give a bit of relief, as if it looks like it's a raised section there. Okay, so happy with that bit. So the next thing is I want to have this center brace going across. So again, create a sketch on the top surface. This looks like it's in line with this point here on the end of the taper there. So finding the midpoint there end point there and the end point there. I'm going to draw a line across to there. This then comes back slightly in line with where this diagonal member comes up. So back into Fusion, I'm going to draw a line. And it needs to be about that position. Oops. Let's undo that. So we can see it's in line with this line coming across. Let's undo that so that it's not diagonal, and then we're going to come like that. Actually looks like that might be in the wrong place, or this end actually looks quite long. Let's just have a quick look at this. Draw the canvas back on. So the bogies look like they're in the right place. That diagonal looks like it's in the right place relative to the bogey. It might be just how it looks. It just looks quite long on the end here, but it's matching the diagram there, so I'm going to go with what it is and just work from that point. Okay, so we've got that to there. I'm going to draw that back across to there. Let's go back to that diagram. Okay, so now we need diagonal and the horizontals again. So we're going to again match up with what we've got on this one. I'm going to draw that like that, and then that line wants to be in line with that one. Draw a line like this. Whereabouts to go to? Not all the way in, so it's going to be about here. And then another line. It's automatically put the parallels in there. Find the distance between them as 1. Distance between them should always be 1. Distance between them. Then distance there. What do we need? Angle in that. Fine. Angle. Fine. Matching. Distance there. There. That's it. That's all defined. And then we're just going to select these 3 profiles. Same as before, we're going to extrude those through to the base and tell it to cut. And then I'm going to draw this plate on here. It's just going to be a little rectangle. Let's go for 3 mil long, 1.8 is wide, it's fine. I actually want that overlapping slightly. Otherwise there'll be nothing really underneath it to support. Let's at it this way. So if we extrude this up slightly, we're going to come up by 0.2. And I'm going to select that face there and extrude it towards me by 0.3. And then I'm going to select that face and extrude it by 0.3. So they're overlapping there. Otherwise, if it's right on the edge, there's nothing really underneath to support it. Okay, so I think that's that done. So the next thing we need is the frame to come, or the hand rails to come around the side here. Let's go back to this one here. So it's going to be coming up where the hole starts on the initial frame, up, then across, and there's two uprights in the corner. And it goes up to where that frame starts, so it's going to just be from there to there, and then across. So let's do a sketch on certainly the same profile this is on. Have an offset plane from there. I need to bring it in to match the handrails, which was 9.8, I think. 0.7. 0.7, so that's in line with where the hole starts. If we create a sketch on that plane, that's what's confused me. There's handrails there. Okay, let's turn up the canvas. So let's project actually that point there. Okay, I'm going to draw a line, do a 3D sketch from that point. And we're going to come upwards. Come up 6 mil. And then we need to we need to project that point, the right one. Project that point there. No, it's this one here. Excuse me, so it's this point here we need to project. Okay, so if we select that, we can then get the blue line that comes up and we're in the right place. And then we need to come like this. We need to project. Can we get away with it? Let's do 7.3. That should put it into the middle. And then we tick OK. That should finish that sketch off. Okay, the next thing we'll do is we'll fill off the corners, and we did 1 mil curve on the corner, and then we did the same in that corner as 1 mil. And then let's have a line. So we're going to go from that point down. Okay, define the distance between the two. Let's go for 4 mil. That's fine. Okay, so let's finish that sketch there and then pipe these. Six, I think we did, insert the curve, so 0.6 on that, and go back into that sketch so we can get the last of the pipes there. Make that join, click on OK. And we need to have one coming down here. So do offset plane from that face. Rotate it. We can bring this. No, so actually that's where it needs to be. Click OK. Might need to bring this back slightly. I'll have a look in a second. I'm going to create a sketch on that plane. We'll draw a line. Sketch up. I'm going to project that corner point. Draw a line from there up 6 mil. And we can pipe using that. Okay, yeah, that needs to come back a little bit. So we're going to come back into this sketch, edit the sketch, rotate to the top, and I'm going to define the length here, that top. Back to 3D sketch. Define that length as 3. That moves everything back down again. So now we need to move this pipe, which is drawn there. Edit the offset plane. And I'm just going to drag that offset plane till it's at the midpoint here. So it's going to be minus 0.6, I think. Yep. And that pipe goes up into that handrail, absolutely fine. Yep, happy with that. Okay, so we've got the handrail on there. I'm going to mirror it down to the other end now. So mirror, features. So we're going to select the pipes that we've just drawn. And then we need to select all of these cutouts and extrusions we've just done here. The mirror plane, we're going to want the mid plane here. Let's minimize those sketches. Yeah, plane 1's the mid plane, so we'll select that. Click on OK, and it should put everything down the other end as well. Ooh, what's it done there? It's not like that. Oh, okay, it's just made it invisible for some reason. Not sure why. This needs to be combined, so I'm just going to come back before the mirror. No, I better not. I better do it after. I'll combine. Okay, so body 36 is the main one, and then body 33 and 35. Click on OK, they will become one. What I might do is I'm just going to select that face. And I'm going to select this face here, and then I'm going to extrude them towards me by 0.2 millimeters, just so they're overlapping a little more. Okay, and we can turn that sketch off now. The pipe, that annoys me when it's like that. Okay, and then that I think should be there for that one. If we do mirror and bodies. Minimize it, so body 36, and then the mirror plane, we're going to use that inside face. Joining, so now you can see we've now got two different, that one, it's going to be that one. Two different types of wagons. Both of them are 3 cradles, one with the long handrails and the platforms, one with short handrails and all this extrusion cutouts. That's looking quite nice actually, I think. So the good thing about having these all drawn here is these are also going to be useful for when we do the third version, which is the 2 cradles, which we'll obviously start working on at a later date. My biggest concern with all this open framework is how strong this will be at the end here. It's obviously quite small. Anything that you 3D print that's quite delicate like this will need to be handled with kid gloves really, because obviously they're going to be quite brittle, things like the handrails and stuff like that. But I'm going to leave the video at this point here. That's about 20 minutes or so, and we've done quite a bit of work there on this wagon. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. If you have, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.